Alright, where were we? I got a couple jams here and there, a couple stories to tell you. Standing on the side of the road with a long shadow and suitcases going nowhere, and I don't care, I'm a grown man holding my own hand, kicking my own ass for crying. I'm dying on the inside and I don't know why. I'm filthy rotten, haunted by a guilty conscience, running away, and all because of silly nonsense. Gone since God knows when, and not coming back knowing that no one gives a rat's ass anyway. I need a lift. I just want to find a place where I can sit in a rocking chair, no matter how far, even if it means walking there. Maybe I'll get me a dog for some company. It's better than trying to figure out somebody. Give me a good book, a radio and a sewing machine, a place in the woods by the ocean and no in between. I gotta get rid of these dark circles and headaches. Maybe if I meditate rather than medicate, I can no longer hesitate. I get so frantic, but what if my wishes are overly romantic though? The sun's too low in the sky for second guesses, I reckon. And I'm used to taking chances, breaking a few branches and getting lucky now and then. Find up some trouble, was just a matter of how and when. Now I take notes and make boats from birch bark, but the stress still shows on my face like a birthmark. As soon as I get where I'm going, I'm gonna wash my hands thoroughly and start getting out of bed earlier. It's curious the way I've tried vicariously to fly so low to the ground and so carelessly. How embarrassing, I can't wait to call it quits, knowing that more and more tiring is all it gets. I've applied various and unique strategies, read a few Greek tragedies and fasted for 2 weeks. Been rolling around in a hole in the ground, no surprise, both my eyes are swollen shut. I'm stranded here with no supplies. I need a lift. What have I done? I'm at 5/16 so far. 5/16. Get the wrenches. I'm hungry. I need food. It puts me in a good mood. It keeps me going when under strains. Ain't nothing worse than hunger pains right there. Start with life fare if need be. Snacks with an X. Whatever, just feed me some food. It puts me in a good mood. It keeps me going when under strains. Ain't nothing worse than hunger pains right there. Start with life fare if need be. Snacks with an X. Whatever, just feed me. I'm hungry and I'm itching to get in the kitchen. So let me consider what's in the refrigerator. First ingredients needed: got eggs, wheat, and flour for something salty, or maybe sweet and sour lemon. Fill my dishes with delicious fish and brown rice. Sounds nice, but I can't argue with barbecue. Unforgettable edibles, fresh fruits and vegetables. A tomato, tornado, a plate of mashed potatoes. I'm drooling for tabbouleh, salad, lentils, and chickpeas. I'm ready for spaghetti, cold cuts with brick cheese. I can't say no to risotto. I'm lost in dreams of desserts like pumpkin pies or Boston creams. I gobble a peach cobbler after I eat lobster, along with a couple of pieces of cheese pizza. Maybe I could manage to do damage to a sandwich. Marshmallows, peanut butter and bananas, and a big plate of gnocchi. If I'm lucky with pita bread, feed me a fajita or else a burrito instead. I'll tell you about the merits of carrots and asparagus, my knowledge of scallops, and my advice on fried rice. For the right price, you can dig into more than bologna and finish a bowl of minestrone. Please make cheesecake. Everybody wants a lot of avocado. The chicken enchilada, watch me wolf down a 4-pound minimum of chocolate chip cookies or rice pudding with cinnamon. I'm starving for fried calamari with seaweed, trying to save room for strawberries and kiwi to satisfy. It'll take more than a little plate of French fries, falafels, waffles, or griddle cakes. All this might be enough, but I'm doubtful, so I'm gonna savor the flavor of every mouthful of food. It puts me in a good mood and keeps me going when under strains. Ain't nothing worse than hunger pains right there. Start with life fare if need be. Snacks with an X. Whatever, just feed me some food. It puts me in a good mood. It keeps me going when under strains. Ain't nothing worse than hunger pains right there. Start with light fare if need be. Snacks with an X. Whatever, just feed me some food. I'm starving. Man, I had my James Brown move and you intercepted it. I've done it before. Alright, let's get into this one then. Forget it. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Cookie, 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 cookie. Anyone got some cookies? All they got backstage is water, man. What's up with that? Where's my cookies? Cookie. You can pay me in cookies if you want, man. That's all I need. You tell them folks over there at CBC they got some cookies for me. I'm good to go. Word. Hey man, if you feel like clapping your hands, it would enhance the song. Trust me, just follow me once we get going here. Alright, here we go. It was a game worth winning. Wait, from the beginning of the first inning, an essential day off, since it's provincial playoffs, and I'm playing shortstop, batting fourth in the lineup. The opposing pitch is a right-hander with an unorthodox wind-up, in a good mood to first, cause a curve and changes speeds can be wild at times, and is known to blow the strangest leads, like the last time we faced him. He turned one savage lead into a loss for his team, and inflated his earned run average. But today seems focused. We were stuck out to dry in the top of the first, cause he struck out the side. But in the bottom half, the bad guys came out swinging. A lot of coaches like to choose taking the same route, bringing the big hitters to the plate, and plays that at purely speed to try to manufacture runs and jump out to an early lead. And this time it worked. So we were gonna need a hero, cause after one complete, the score's already 3-0. Leading off the second, I swung at the first pitch. No wonder the center fielder back pedaled to the track and settled under it. 0 for 1, a can of corn. The ball was thrown around the horn and back to the pitcher's mound. And all was going good for the bad guys, but not so hot for the visitors. The big right-hander is taking them prisoners. He seems to have us figured out. The question is, can we compete? He's pitching perfect after 3 complete and has a 3-run lead. Yeah. Spring training is in full effect already. You watch that hockey game though there last weekend? We needed that one, didn't we? Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if we never come back, cause we'll root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. I used to be the town crier in a city of stone throwers, until my soul was laid bare and displayed in the parade square ignored. More than a light, not less. No one understood my thought process. I was gagged and bound over noise complaints, but committing the resolve that destroys constraints. I found my escape in the melding of memories. The next thing you know, I'm rowing this boat and blowing this note at an old tarnished trumpet. Ever since then I've been wandering lots, watching the sky, pondering thoughts. Strange angel music box, genie behind for some time. Now I'm blind in one eye, and how this happened exactly may never be known. I wander the fields and listen for the sound of drums. The colder the ground becomes, the closer I get to home. The planet's not fit to roam, what with all the chaos. But when I saw the savages, I played the law of averages. And when the river splits in half, I start to lose my wits and laugh and cry at the same time. There's nothing I can do about it, even though I wouldn't doubt it if the winds began to blow and carried the sounds of my voice to the land below. So I put my hands around my mouth and holler to the sunken city that wallows in the filth of its own drunken pity, and wait to see a signal, but a signal's never seen. Eventually fatigue builds inside me exponentially, and so I sleep and dream that I am able to fly. They'll respect a man with wings. Later I awake in agony and learn that while I was sleeping, the city had burned. Shrugging my shoulders, pause and gather thought, think twice about staying put, and then decide I'd rather not, so I press on in my agnostic pilgrimage, knowing that I can swim deeper than the Grim Reaper, ready for whatever sea creatures may abound, when the water swallows me and not the other way around. Survival saw me through the mechanical district. Starvation leads to being cannibalistic. I've had to rely at time on silence and on talking quick, defending myself with nothing but my walking stick. I've never had friends and no parental guidance. I'm wild at heart and weird on top. I'm feared non-stop, even though my rage is worn out. My life's a book with several pages torn out. I just climb trees. I ride my bike and look for rhythm everywhere. Probably doesn't look too cool to a scratch like. Here's a little trick I just made up. My edges are sharp, but it's strange. I find my mind changes me. I can't change my mind. I can't help myself, and even though I know lots, all I can say is thank God for robots. The signature series will shoot holes in your views. Freak with your theories from the soles of your shoes to the tops of the trees with the roots in the dirt. But first I'll remove my boots and my shirt. I mix the ingredients needed immediately in a cast iron cauldron pot type thing with water that's scalding hot, and the elixir squirts out of the back of the mixer. It's like room temperature watery wine in the throats of souls below the poverty line. I make the lead burn and the mercury sting. You'll go blind when I put on my Hercules ring. I walk the earth quietly by day and carry a net with no strings attached to my magic marionette. There's so little time left, and yet there's so much space. Thinking, why don't you give me a cold later on so we can touch your face? I swim across the 7 seas and follow the sound of hand claps and just try to keep my balls out of the sand traps. Hey, cause before I go on live, all my enemies try to contrive plots to make my whole entire routine take a swan dive. But this ain't commercialized hip-hop or indie pop. This ain't the mashed potato. This ain't the Lindy Hop. The dance that goes with this is called the keep perfectly still. Before your brain becomes burned out like cheap circuit you will. Lately I've been spending almost all my nights with my hands full between writing my rhymes and my fights with the man wolf. I'm building a better mousetrap and plus a wider fence, cause I trust my instincts and I follow my spider sense. Position where I'm wishing the conditions were so miserable. The movers and shakers with the miserable maneuvers are designated minimal effect upon the educated criminal mind. And I never need religions when I can always feed the pigeons rather than going to catechism. Born Catholic with the crack addict's jism, I'm telepathic. You pay to see the blue suede shoe stamp on my soul and swallow. We use tampon, vandalize churches. My alarm signals me to scandalize disciples and then to purchase firearms. In this we layer the ammo and sing battle hymns alone with the player piano. We dress up in cattle skin, stockpile supplies. We're nigh in the clock, dialing them. When on the executioner for the mock trial, cut with precision. We make the final decision. Maybe we should pull the plug on a television, baby, like. I'm gonna tell you a story. Years ago, I believe it was probably maybe 4 years ago, I was traveling. I was out on the road, but the problem was I was young and stupid. So I came all the way up here to the beautiful, picturesque province of Ontario, and I booked some shows for myself. Man, I played St. Catharines. I probably played Windsor. I played London. I played them all. You know what I mean? But then when all was said and done, and I'm hanging out and acting like a high roller, the money runs out, and I'm stranded here in Toronto, thinking, how am I gonna get home? And I was with some friends, and we were all at our wits' end, like, we got no way home, man. This is stupid. What we've done here is stupid. We got to try to figure out how we're gonna get home. So, having swallowed our pride, we call our parents, desperate for help. Does anyone have any idea how we can get a lift back to Halifax? It's a 24-hour drive. Now my friend Brian, he calls his parents and they tell him that your grandfather, Brian, he's traveling from Hamilton to Nova Scotia because he's selling this car that he's going to be towing behind his van. You can hitch a ride with him. So it was all set. We had to go up to the 401, standing there on the highway waiting for him to show up, right? It's dangerous. Meanwhile, Brian gives us a little bit of background. And he tells us, now listen, first of all, the old man, he's in a wheelchair. You know what that means? It's a minivan. He got the whole back of the minivan rigged up with that hydraulic robot system so that he can, the wheelchair can like get lifted out. That's not funny, but what it means is that there's no room left in the van for 4 people to sit. It's all taken up with machinery. One more thing. Brian had never met his grandfather, and do you want to know why? Because he just got out of jail and had been in jail for 50 years. So all of a sudden, now the wheels start turning, and we're thinking to ourselves, now wait a minute. You don't go to jail for 50 years for shoplifting, man. Like, this guy had to have killed somebody, right? I mean, what else? Like 50 years, right? Anyway, the old man pulls up. He's missing a leg. He's missing several fingers. He's got like an ear missing. His complexion has turned completely red. He's angry. He hates that he has to give us a ride home. I mean, it's like terrible. It's ruined his entire plans for his drive out to Nova Scotia. He refers to the bunch of us as, oh, you know what? I probably can't say this on CBC, but it was the F word. I'll just say the friggers. He referred to us as the friggers. Now you friggers, you don't go tramping on my stuff, and you leave the rug alone that I got over the back seat, and you don't say nothing. No, we're not playing any music. We got no radio in this van. No nothing. You're just gonna have to like it. You shut up. I give you a sandwich. You're gonna eat it. You friggers, you're no good for nothing. Don't be tramping on my couch, and don't touch nothing. Don't look at me. Don't even say a word, because I swear to God, man, that we're terrified. We figured for sure, one false move, the old man, well, I wouldn't put anything past him. Now, I'm not even telling you half the story, but it was messed up, stressful. I mean, I was terrified. All of us were terrified. Mistake made. Our friend Corey accidentally kicked out one of the wires for the mechanism for the hydraulic robotic wheelchair remover system. So we are taking one of our many breaks because the old man urinated a lot. He peed into a juice bottle. When he was done, he put the cap on, he'd keep it in the beverage holder, and we would have to look at it. And when he peed, he moaned and he groaned, and it was terrible. And we were losing our minds slowly but surely. It kept getting worse by the moment. He was feeding us sandwiches, we didn't know what they were. He liked to look at the old church as he kept going off the road. He never broke more than 70 kilometers an hour. A drive that normally takes 21 hours on a good day took us over 48. The madness would not stop. Now, like I said, our friend Corey accidentally tripped one of the wires from the machine, right? So the old man's taking one of his rests. He gets up out of his seat, he sits in the wheelchair, flicks the switch, nothing. Holy shit. What did you friggers do to my machine? Don't touch nothing, just sit there and shut up. So he falls out of his seat, he collapses onto the floor of the van, he crawls his way to the back, he's rewiring it with his teeth and his few fingers he had left, and then he goes to get himself up and he clamps onto my knee with superhuman strength because missing some fingers, the ones that he still had made up for it, so it was like a claw, and then he's lifting himself up to get back into the wheelchair, and he's got my knee and I'm screaming and I feel like I want to die, I want to scream, he's got his butt right up here like this right in front of me, and then just like that, it's like, farted, man, right in my face. It was a 50-year-old fart. It was terrible. I couldn't breathe. I got out of the van. After he got it rigged up, I walked the rest of the way home. It took me 3 weeks. I walked home from we were probably like in Kingston, and I walked like the rest of the way. True story. It's a true story, you know. Most people are curious, some wanna get dirt on. The centaur, I'm famous, I walk around with no shirt on. The easiest way would be for you to lie face down. I'm a man, but I'm built like a horse from the waist down. People are afraid of me, but act like they love me. Feast to rides upon my nudity, I am beauty and the beast. I have plenty to say, but nobody listens because my tail is so long. And the end of it, listen, so I'm famous for it. Freaky is what everyone's name is for. Sure, it's larger than yours. I'm a centaur, for Christ's sake. I like to eat rice cakes and listen to classical music. I'm told passion is my specialty, but really I'm old-fashioned. And I'm quite well-built as far as physiques go. So people seem to think that I belong in a freak show. They wanna have pictures taken, constantly assuming that my sex drive is 3 times that of a normal human. Asking silly questions like I'm the personal mentor. All they care about is my long tail, cause I'm a centaur. The porno industry wants to pay me lots of money to appear in books and movies cause they think I look funny. But I'm looking for true love, not groupies and freaks. More than a long tail, I have a complicated mind. I'm not the favorite kind of companion for the average person. Sometimes things start well, but eventually worsen when sex becomes a problem. Or else you're unimpressed with the attention that you get being a centaur's love interest. You don't care about my next life, just my ex-wife. And then you admit the tales of our sex life. Most people are curious, some wanna get dirt on. Centaur, I'm famous, I walk around with no shirt on. The easiest way would be for you to lie face down. I'm a man, but I'm built like a horse from the waist down. Uh-oh. so handsome, known to throw a tantrum. Quick on the draw, got a jaw pulling a rickshaw. Rock star, talented, provocative, awkward, socially, unusually emotional. Way out of proportion, my heart is the warmest. Unfortunately for me, my private part is enormous. More so than normal, I'm also an authority in all sorts of important stuff. Morally, the centaur, historically horrible, adorable, not exactly a magically attractive, drastically endowed, rocket power Inc. unit, not allowed talking about it. Don't even look at me sideways or crookedly. I'm crotchety in more ways than one. Macho, watch out now. I'm furry and furious. Most people are curious. Some wanna get dirt on the centaur. Most people are curious. Some wanna get dirt on centaur. Famous and walk around with no shirt on. The easiest way would be for you to lie face down. I'm a man, but I built like a horse from the waist down. Centaur. Yo, man, I got one more. This is the one right here. I look good, always, but especially today. Professionally fresh on display like, hey, take a picture. It's not a dream, I'm flat out gorgeous. Maybe it's because I eat a lot of oranges. I don't know, I can't help it. Not even trying, really, I'm hot, you think I'm lying? Look at my ass and pants, give it more than a passing glance. Stare at it a while. Compare it to a peach, each cheek, if you can bear it, breathe me in deeply. I'm like an airy breeze, whispering, blowing through the branches of the cherry trees. I'm a treat, I'm a nice little surprise for your eyes. Look too long though when it could be your demise. It ain't a disguise, I'm flyer than an eagle. Sky's the limit, besides the fact that I'm barely legal. It's too easy, I'm sorry, I can't help basking in it. Bad news, I'm getting better looking with every passing minute. I'm pretty, but I take it all in stride. Thing is, I'm even more beautiful on the inside. And I'm nice, I'm so nice. With a winning smile, I'm stylish. In fashion, make a wish on my eyelashes. I'm magical, actually, casual, traditional, mystical, in top physical condition. Well-oiled machine, perfectly peachy keen. Is freaking really equally squeaky clean. Frequently, I look good and you look good, but not as good as me. I'm so dope. I look good and you look good, but not as good as me. I'm so dope. I look good and you look good, but not as good as me. I'm so dope. I look good and you look good, but not as good as me. I'm so dope. Alright, they're looking at me funny. I gotta make way for the chickens, right? Stick around, I'll be back here before you know it. Really? Probably.